butter, 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 again, butter, 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 again, butter, again. It would be a different experience, but you'd have it. It would be quite sloppy and butter, again. It would be a different experience, but you'd have it. It would be quite sloppy.
Turn it on when you want to make money, turn it off when you don't. Turn it on when you want to make money, turn it off when you don't. Turn it on when you want to make money, turn it off when you don't. Turn it on when you want to make money, turn it off when you don't.
What about milk meat?
Sure.
What about milk meat?
Okay, so that sums up punk rock, don't you think?
What about milk meat?
Sure.
Butter.
Yeah.
Going about their business, as they have for millions and millions of years.
Wow.
Should I just buy an iPhone and shove the iPhone in the beehive?
She points to Zachary Clunt.
Shove the iPhone in the beehive?
She points to Zachary Clunt.
And shove the iPhone in the beehive?
She points to Zachary Clunt.
When a housewife returns
frozen down,
things into her refrigerator and
wraps
closes
them
the
up,
door.
frozen down.
When a housewife returns from the supermarket and whisks things into her refrigerator and closes the door. When a housewife returns from the supermarket and whisks things into her refrigerator and closes the door.
All of the wires and sensors and cameras and microphones will hopefully shed some new light on what's going on inside.
I do not use
bad
tools.
science. Because that's bad science. Because that's bad science.
Here to educate, inform, enlighten, and inspire everyone. Here to educate, inform, enlighten, and inspire everyone.
Wow.
Here to educate, inform, enlighten, and inspire everyone.
Wow.
Well, no one knows what that means.
Inform, enlighten, and inspire everyone.
I do not use tools.
Here to educate, inform, enlighten, and inspire everyone. Here to educate, inform, enlighten, and inspire everyone. Here to educate, inform, enlighten, and inspire everyone.
666.
So it'll be easy, in theory at least, to see when those activities change.
Confused about whether or not you're getting the full story from the other guys?
Confused
about whether or not you're getting the full story from the other guys? Confused about whether or not you're getting the full story from the other guys?
So it'll be easy, in theory at least, to see when those activities change.
Do you want to
Sounds
address
simple,
that?
but in actual fact, as you've
Do you want
learned,
to
it's
address
not so
that?
simple.
Oh no.
Do you want to address that?
no.
About the
Sounds
stickers, not the
simple,
shirt,
but in
and
actual
by
fact,
meaning
as
of that
you've
is
learned, it's not so
about the
simple.
stickers.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Wow.
Sounds simple, but in actual fact, as
Wow.
you've learned, it's not so simple.
She points to Zachary Clunt.
Oh no.
Well, that's what really fascinated me about the subject in the first place.
Wow.
She points to Zachary Clunt.
Wow.
She points to Zachary Clunt.
Wow.
It's the perfect marriage of nature and technology. It's the perfect marriage of nature and technology.
Okay, so that sums up punk rock, don't you think?
The root cellar, the cheese room, the smokehouse, and the cupboard well. At the same time, she has the root cellar, the cheese room, the smokehouse, and the cupboard well. At the same time, she has the root cellar, the cheese room, the smokehouse, and the cupboard well. At the same time, she has the pickling crock, the pudding bag, the preserving kettle, the pickling crock, the pudding bag, the preserving kettle, the pickling crock, the pudding bag.
It's the perfect marriage of nature and technology.
All I want is something unlimited.
Sounds
Wow.
simple, but in actual fact, as you've learned, it's not so simple.
Does his best
Oh,
to
no.
create
Oh,
chaos
no.
as
Oh,
we
no.
talk. Does his best to create chaos as we talk.
I do not use
Does his best to create chaos as we talk.
She points to Zachary
Does
Clunt.
his best to create chaos as we talk.
Wouldn't have
points to
known that
Zachary
Does his
Clunt.
best to create
if it weren't for
chaos
the
as we
experience of
talk.
doing it, you know?
Does his best to create chaos as we talk. Does his best to create chaos as we talk. Does his best to create chaos as we talk. Does his best to create chaos as we talk.
And when I was in kindergarten, I brought in a rock for show and tell. And when I was in kindergarten, I brought in a rock for show and tell. And when I was in kindergarten, I brought in a rock for show and tell.
Because I think it's important and I think it's encouraging.
Lice of
Because I think it's important and I think it's encouraging. Because I think it's important and I think it's encouraging.
Do you want to address that?
It's a sort of dying one or a growing one?
No, it's neither really. It's a sort of dying one or a growing one? No, it's neither really. It's their,
It's a sort of dying one or a growing one?
Hey, Sam.
No, it's neither really.
The police have already been through her apartment.
We told you the police have already been through her apartment.
I want to go through her apartment. The police have already been through her apartment.
We told you the police have already been through her apartment.
I want to go through her apartment.
They smuggled contraband, trafficked drugs.
If you
They
want,
smuggled
put pound on
contraband,
the floor.
trafficked drugs, and
There have
If
been
you
so
want,
many
put
problems for
pound
so
on the
many
floor.
years that you know people have been talking about closing it down.
they smuggled contraband, trafficked drugs, and
Because we don't have electricity.
they smuggled contraband, trafficked drugs,
Based
and
on
engaged in
ignorance and
sex with
preconceived
guards.
concepts.
They smuggled contraband, trafficked drugs,
Based on
and engaged
ignorance
in
and
sex with
preconceived
guards.
Too
concepts.
strong to be pierced by a bird's beak.
Based on ignorance and preconceived concepts.
Diving down she used to drive me here all the time and take me to all kinds of parties.
Diving down and emerging
She
triumphant.
used to drive me here all the time and take me to all kinds of parties. And wild, she used to drive me here all the time and take me to all kinds of parties.
Diving down and
Quick loading, quick loading, quick loading.
diving down and
Quick loading, quick loading, quick loading. Quick loading, quick loading.